YouTube? Welcome to SCG Sports, and in this video we're going to preview the matchup between the Ravens and the Panthers. Ravens coming out of that tough loss against the Saints. Panthers came with the come from behind win, impressive against Philadelphia and Philly, right? So two good teams matching up. I think they match up pretty well. I can't wait. Hopefully the Ravens can redeem themselves. I think they need this win so they can keep, in pace with the Steelers and Cincy. Hopefully the Ravens are not looking too much in the future because the following week they have the Steelers coming at home. The Panthers need this win too because the Saints just won. So they want to, keep it close between them and the Saints. So when they have their matchup, they can gain those games and, get back to, hopefully for them, lead the division. But anyway, let's break up the numbers, right? If I would have asked you, who's the better quarterback passing numbers would have, right? If I tell you Cam or Joe, tell me, who has the better passing numbers? We know rushing, Cam rushes, Joe doesn't. But passing, right? So if we go to the numbers, Joe Flacco, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Cam Newton, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Joe Flacco, 2,067 yards. Cam, 1,427. Completion percentage pretty much identical. 61.7 for Flacco, 65.6 for Cam. Cam has gotten 10 sacks versus Flacco has gotten 8. So that means Flacco has a little bit better numbers, right? I think Cam sometimes is not as consistent as you would think or you expect. But what Cam kills you is in the running game, right? Because if we look at the running numbers from this team is, for the Ravens, Collins and Allen leads the team, but between them they have 409 yards. The leader for McCaffrey, for the Panthers, McCaffrey has 378. The thing is, Collins and Allen's poundable in the red zone. They have 7 touchdowns. McCaffrey has none. But Cam Newton has 257 yards with 3 touchdowns. Goes back. That's when Cam excels, right? That's the next dimension that makes Cam one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He can beat you with the pass, but he excels with having the read option. The defense has to respect that. The receivers have more holes in finding the space to get open. The other thing I wanted to do, as we keep comparing stats, I want to compare the team in general stats. So offensively, Ravens rank in the run 24. We know we're horrible in the running. There's holes there. For some reason, Alex Lewis is not hitting those holes, breaking the play. Passing, we're 9th. Still top 10 in the league, right? Total offense, we're top 9. That's pretty good. Usually we don't see that as Ravens fans, right? We don't see us being in the top 10 offense. The Panthers passing their 22nd, so that's not their strength. Rushing is 4th because they have a monster at running back. Not only McCaffrey's a pretty good running back, his backup CJ Anderson's pretty good, but Cam, right? You don't know when they read option who you're gonna go for, right? So those are the offensive numbers. Let's go back on defense. The Ravens are the top team defensively. They're second against the pass, so we should stop them passing. And rushing, we're 7th, so we're still good. It's how to deal with Cam, right? That's the hard part, how to deal with Cam. This is the problem anybody that plays the Panthers have. Defensively, for the Panthers, it's 17 against the pass, so middle of the pack. Rushing, they're pretty good, 9th. So like against the Saints, I expect the running game not to do much, although we should not forget about it. And total offense, they're 13. So they're pretty good offense, right? Again, that rushing and passing, 13 overall defense. So that pass rush, and stopping the run helps them to be in that 13 range. So, a pretty good defense, certainly above average defense. So, going back to the Ravens have the better team, in my opinion. They do have, obviously, the better defense. And offensively, they're a little bit better. I'm not saying that they're just way better than the Panthers, but they are a little bit better. I mean, the numbers tell you. But it's in Carolina. It's hard to win on the road. It's hard to win in Carolina, right? So, my keys to the game. our middle linebackers are gonna be super important. We're talking about mostly Kenny Young and Peanut. They need to wrap up. If they see Cam running, they need to hit him hard. I'm not talking about dirty. I'm just so he can feel like, yeah, I better not run much. D linemen, if they see Cam running, they need to hit him hard. McCaffrey, the same thing. Now, McCaffrey's not a big dude, but you know what McCaffrey is? Elusive. So if I see McCaffrey, you put Kenny Young in him. Because Kenny Young can keep up with McCaffrey. Remember, the problem with McCaffrey is he can fake a play action and then he's a receiver. Great hands, very elusive. Let me show you the numbers receiving wise. Receiving, McCaffrey is second in the league. Funches is number 1. And Funches has 3 touchdowns. But McCaffrey has 289 and a touchdown. So their running back is their second leading receiver. He's good, guys. So if Kenny Young can take that dimension away or limit it, it should be good. Funches is a big dude, physical dude. He's not fast. So Jimmy got torched by this great receiver, Michael Thomas, right? He's fast, he's elusive. Funches is not that. Funches is just physical. I think Jimmy is the matchup against Funches. Jimmy's physical. He's still not getting in football shape, but he can bruise up with Funches. Again, Funches is not gonna break you out. He shouldn't torch you. So Jimmy should be good for him with him. If Humphrey plays, I think Humphrey should be the guy on Torrey Smith. We love him in Baltimore. You miss him, right? I'm a big fan of Torrey. I was hoping we brought him this year. He didn't come. So I think you put Humph if he plays against Torrey, if not Carr. But Torrey is a burner, right? So you have to respect that. And then DJ Moore's a great receiver. He's still a rookie. I think Young should be good with him. Young should be able to, that elusiveness that DJ Moore has, contain it. Young is another good one against the McCaffrey, right? They have Olsen as a tight end. He might play. I know he's been banged up. So if Olsen plays, Kenny Young, Peanut, again, important matches for them. If not, they have Thomas, the rookie out of Indiana. They should be able to contain him with the linebackers, with Weddle, with Jefferson. Defensively, I think we match up well against their offense. The pass rush need to make Cam uncomfortable. That's when he makes mistakes, right? So, Pierce, B. Williams need to push that. That's their weakness. The offensive line is their weakness, right? So push that front. Z needs to come back. Obviously, we're not gonna get 3 sacks, but if he can get a sack and a couple of hits, good. Sucks. And then if you get to Cam, wrap him up. You can't do soft tackles. This is a big dude. You need to wrap him up. Don't let him go away. Wrap him up. And if he's in the open field, the same way, right? So, again, I think our defense match up very, very well against their offense. The running backs, running the ball, they don't scare me as much as the Saints did. And we were pretty good against the Saints. It's Cam. It's that X factor, right? I think that's the main thing. So let's flip it on offense, right? They have their D lineman is solid, and that's why against the run they're that good. Again, I'm not expecting our running backs to have a great game. What I am expecting, those reverses that work against the Saints, we should bring them back. And then still, you need to pound the ball. You need to pound the ball to respect so Flacco can have play action pass, right? But look, they have Mark Addison, the DN. He has 4.5 sacks. That's the main guy on defense, their pass rush. He also has forced a fumble. Shorts, right? He's been in the league for a while. He can push that middle. He has 2 sacks and a fumble. Peppers. We talk about sucks being the ageless wonder. I mean, Pepper's been in the league for forever. Still doing it. He has 2 sacks and he has 2 forced fumbles. So he comes situational, but when he comes, Stanley, if Hurts doesn't play, the rookie, Brown, Jr., Zeus, both of them need to contain those rushers, right? On defense, on the back end, they have Jackson with 3 interceptions. I'm thinking they're going to try to put Jackson on Smokey. And then the safety, Adam, has 2 picks. He's pretty good of a ball hawk, right? So, still, that doesn't mean we cannot throw on this, guys. I think you still force it, push the ball with Smokey. when I say push the ball with Smokey, some people think like it's a go out. No, Smokey is a pretty good route runner. Look, the one he broke, he just went to the middle. He exploited the middle against the Saints. I think the Saints were just so worried about the corners for him to have that deep out. They forgot the middle, and that's where Smokey making a lot of catches, right? Crabtree the same way. Crabtree's not gonna burn you, but hey, all we need to do is move those chains. Eventually, there's no more chains to be moved. You get a touchdown, right? Snead, need to forget about last game. He had a couple drops. You know, I think offensively, you also match up well. The tight ends, they do have Kuechly. Kuechly is an amazing, in my opinion, amazing linebacker. In my opinion, he's the best linebacker in the league. But if we go too tight, and with Smokey and Crabtree, which one he's gonna guard? If he takes Andrews, I'm expecting, Hurst to have, he was the first round pick, redeem himself, right? So on offense, we match up well, especially in the passing game, right? Again, on the rushing side, Lamar will get his yards, our running backs will get some yards. Buck Allen, we need to use him more. We didn't use him as much against the Saints in the passing game. So I want to see more of Buck Allen. But the main thing is that O-line. Our right tackle's banged up and our left guard's banged up. I actually think Alex Lewis just lost his job. Boseman has been playing fairly well and dealing with an injury, and he's playing minimal as good as Alex was, right? So I think Lewis lost the job against Boseman. Hurst, on the other hand, if Boseman has still the calf, and Hurst is good to play, and Lewis is still dealing with the neck, I wouldn't be surprised they kick Hurst to the left guard and put Antonio Seuss Jr. As a right tackle, right? They need to protect Flacco. If Flacco has time, Ravens win this game. So, my prediction for this game, I think it's going to be contested. Last game I said 24-20. I'm actually going to go with 27-21 Ravens. I think we should beat them. It is on the road. That's the only... If it was in Baltimore, I had no doubt that we were taking this W. On the road, we'll see. But that defense travels. Defense wants to win. And they know they need to win. Anyway, so, like in other videos, we go behind enemy lines with the Cat Chronicles from Carolina. So, here's what they have to say about the keys to the game for the Carolina Panthers against the Ravens.
What's up, SZG Sports? Thanks for hitting me up with this opportunity. My name's Tony Dunn. I'm with the C3 Panthers podcast. We're live on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. I've been brought here to talk about the Carolina Panthers hosting the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm just going to be honest. No one's scared of your offense at this point. 24th in rushing, 9th in passing. Your greatest win of the season comes against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that was all field goals. And speaking of kicks, Justin Tucker missing his first extra point of his career. I know the wound must be fresh still, but wow, we miss like one a week, right? So the good news is that you don't have to hear the announcer say this guy's never missed a extra point in his career anymore. I'm sure that's a burden off his shoulders that he would prefer to still be on his shoulders. Tough there. But look, Justin Tucker may be the reason you guys aren't 5-2, but the reason the Baltimore Ravens are 4-3 goes to their defense. 14.4 points allowed on average this season. 27 sacks, second in the league against the pass, and 7th against the rush. If there is a soft spot, the underbelly, maybe the Carolina Panthers look to expose that a little bit. So, look, and then Suggs, 5.5 sacks. This guy looks very much like he's having a season like Julius Peppers had last year. These guys have been in the league forever, consistent players. That defense is, I think, it's clearly what is the heart and soul of your team, and at least the main reason for your success to this point. Now, the Carolina Panthers, that the good news is that defenses travel, right? So you can come in on the road against the Carolina Panthers, keep things close, and that's what a defensive team can do. The Carolina Panthers, that's been our recipe for the last 10 years, right? I mean, even beyond that, with our old coaches, that's been our style of play. Grind the clock down, make this, lessen the possessions, keep it in there, defense giving an offense a chance to win. Now, I do think the Carolina Panthers have the advantage, A, home field, and B, our offense has much improved over what it's been in the past in some ways. So the question is, can our defense step into that role that they've typically held? Now, I'm going to give you guys basically 4 things I think the Carolina Panthers need to consider or do to lock down this win at home and to move to 5-2 and continue to rival those Saints that came back and pulled one out against you guys last week. So here we go. Number 1, this is about our offense versus your defense. Look, your defense, like I said, has been a killer. That pass rush, while I know 11 of those sacks came in one game, these guys are getting after it. They look big. They look fast. They're playing confident, at least in a couple of games that I've seen. The Panthers' weakness is their offensive line. So what the Carolina Panthers are going to need to do is negate at least or lessen Baltimore's ability to do the things they want to do, specifically in that pass rush. And the way we're going to do this, or probably will do this, is the exact opposite of what you saw against the Saints. The Saints go quick pass downfield, soften you up, tire you out, and then start running it up the middle. I think they did this on their first touchdown with Kamara. We're going to do the opposite. What we're going to need to do is have McCaffrey, Cam, and CJ working in like kind of a symphony of a rushing attack that keeps your defensive line honest, keeps those defensive ends having to maintain that contain, right? So where they can't just go straight after the quarterback or pin their ears back. So I think this is the way the Panthers offense tries to beat your defense. Then open up the vertical shots, typical Norv Turner stuff that he wants to do anyway. Soften the defense up, force those corners and linebackers in, and then stretch the field vertically. That's what the Carolina Panthers are going to want to do, and I think are going to have to do to compete with your defense. Number 2, we got to keep John Brown under control. Like you guys, the Panthers need to have to lessen big plays. That negates an entire game of defensive play. You can grind down a team and hold them to 3 points the whole game, and then at the end, like maybe what the Eagles did to us last week, and then all of a sudden, if you strike late in the game, it negates 3/4 of defensive play. So the Carolina Panthers have to prevent that from happening because they're going to try to execute that as well. That defense, hold you guys, rush the ball, run the clock down. And the way to do that is to contain John Brown. The third thing is the Carolina Panthers need to play from ahead. Is that from the last couple of weeks, the Panthers have been having to come back, right, with 17 points down on the road in Philadelphia. This is not what the Carolina Panthers generally like to do and how our offense best works. And if we're in 3rd and long situations, we got to play ahead of the chains. If we're 3rd and long a lot, if we're playing down 7, down 10, down 14, something like that, and clearly having to move to a pass-first offense, that's going to give your pass rush a lot easier chance to get after Cam because they can just pin their ears back. So Carolina Panthers, we like to play from ahead. We need to play from ahead. And number 4, we got to get after Joe Flacco. Look, it's the reverse story on our side. We got to get after Joe Flacco, not allow him time to just kind of let guys work the zone. We're not, other than that deep field threat, as I think we can maintain. Our linebackers are fast. I think they can attack, keep and maintain those run gaps, hopefully. And I think your offensive line is probably the suspicious part of that offense other than maybe a receiver group that is just okay, right? So I think that if we can, obviously, get after the quarterback, things open up. And no Lamar Jackson touchdowns, rushing touchdowns on us. That Mo's going to have to throw the ball. He can throw the ball, just not on us this time. If he comes out there and runs and gets a touchdown, that's like a punch in the gut to the other team when you know what's going to happen and he does it anyway. That's what Cam Newton does to people. You don't do that. So y'all can keep all of that to yourself. All right. Look, you can hit up the post-game show. The number's down low. Keep it clean. We'll play your call right after the game. My name's Tony Dunn. You can follow me on Twitter at @Cat_Chronicles. Appreciate the invite, SZG Sports. And good luck. But I hope we win.
Guys, what do you guys think? Leave comments below. Follow me at SCG Sports. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. In the description, I'll have Cat Chronicles YouTube channel and Cat Chronicles podcast. Guys, I'll see you next time.